recently sat down with Eric Nordberg, one of Aware's solution architects. Eric wrote a blog post for us titled Sitecore Hosting Architecture Considerations. This post has been well received and has consistently been one of our most popular posts on awareweb.com. So, I sat down with Eric to learn more. I asked him, what's the story behind your Sitecore Hosting Architecture Considerations blog post? And what triggered you to write it? I found his answer interesting because it shed some light on the difference between simply understanding how to do something versus understanding why one way of doing something is better than another based upon your unique environment, challenges, and goals. That's a big difference, and one that we're very aware of at Aware Web Solutions. So, here's Eric's response to my question regarding the story behind his post. Enjoy.
Well, earlier this spring I was working with a client about their hosting architecture and what they were going to set up, and they just had a lot of confusion about what is a Sitecore hosting architecture, what are the pieces of it, SQL servers used, but how many databases, what do they do, how would you separate authoring from delivery, well, how would you deal with redundancy? They had a bunch of questions of that nature, and at the time there wasn't a good resource that I could identify to send to them and say, hey, read this. Previously there are some good documents from Sitecore. Before 6.3, Sitecore version 6.3, there was a configuring your production environments guide. It was an article, but it was mostly a how-to of, you could do this approach, or this approach, and it wouldn't really tell you when you choose one approach or the other. And I'd have clients saying, well, which approach should I do? Should I do the middle one? I was like, right. It's kind of recommended for these needs, but it wasn't well broken down.
Okay.
Since then, they've done a better document, the Sitecore Scaling Guide. It came out after 6.3 when they released their scaling methodology, and it's really a good breakdown of the different factors that you would have when scaling, like isolation. How would you actually do this isolation? How would you configure the delivery environment not to refer to the master database? It's good at all those how-tos. They're broken down really well. But I felt it lacking when it talked about why you would do this or that, or just in defining what the components were. So I wrote the blog post largely to supplement that. And I think one of the first parts I refer to that document saying, you should read this for the how-tos.
Right.
But along with that, I'm going to define kind of what these things mean, what you should think about, kind of what are the considerations of each environment choice.
Excellent.
Yeah.
Thank you, Eric.
Thank you.